Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel where we rank, review, trailer react, and talk about movies and TV shows. Today I'm going to continue my Spider-Man month, leading up to No Way Home with Spider-Man 2 and 3. Yes, you guys, again, two movies on the same day. I forgot to film the second one and third one, so I'm going to review the second one, film this video right now, upload it, then start filming the next one. You'll get tomorrow on Sunday, you guys will get the Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 tomorrow reviews, and yeah. Now, the last movie I reviewed was the very first one, got 10 out of 10 reviews. Well, let's see what this one will do. The backstory behind this one is that after the release of Spider-Man 2002, with its money raking in officially, Sony greenlit the project for a sequel titled Spider-Man 2. Its release date was not yet set. But Sam Raimi, well, instead of going to the after party like the rest of the cast, went to celebrated by writing the script for the sequel. And once he finished it, he wrote the script for the sequel with some writers, and there Alan Sargent helped finish it and write it. He was the main writer on this film. And luckily he brought back Danny Elfman, the writer of the first movie, the composer of the first movie, and brought back Tobey Maguire, Kirsten Dunst, and all the actors. And now they're going to get ready to shoot the film. And the film was getting ready to shoot. But Tobey Maguire, their lead actor, got injured after falling off a horse in an incident of Seabiscuit in the movie Seabiscuit. They were going to replace him with Jake Gyllenhaal, but luckily they were able to get Tobey Maguire back in action, and that's why in the film he breaks his back falling. That scene was put in to reference his real back pain. So yeah, the script was going to adapt the issue 51 of Spider-Man, where Spider-Man is too pressured by being Spider-Man and everyone is slandering him, so he quits being Spider-Man. And so that's one of the storylines it's based on, and also based on the Origins issue 2, issue 4, the Origins of Dr. Octopus. And yeah. But yes, nonetheless, this film was set for release date 2004, and the hype it lived off of was being a sequel to Spider-Man 1. Spider-Man 1 lived off the hype of being a big budget Spider-Man movie, and Spider-Man 2 lived off the hype of being a sequel to Spider-Man 1. And Spider-Man 3 would live off the hype of having Venom in it. But nonetheless, let's get to the good. The acting. The acting is really amazing. It really pushes the boundaries for the acting in this movie. Toby, Andrew, and Tom. Not Andrew and Tom. Spoilers. Toby, Kirsten Dunst, James Franco, Alfred Molina. They just bring out so much in the roles they want to play. It really feels like they're digging into you, picking apart these characters, where we really delve into these characters. It's what the Amazing Spider-Man 1 tried to do. It's what those Amazing Spider-Man films could have done it more deeper than what came before and after it. Picked apart the characters. This film dug a bit into the characters, dug a bit into these characters from the first film. They're not as two-dimensional as they were before. They're now three-dimensional. They're going to become four-dimensional even by the third film. Although half four-dimensional. But nonetheless, the acting is amazingly well done. Alfred Molina is the top-notch actor and greatly cast as Dr. Octopus. You can really tell Sam Raimi did well with the casting, including those of Spider-Man 3. Sam Raimi makes no mistakes. Like Mark Webb, he makes sure to cast the best actors and tries to give them the best writing. Sam Raimi has done that with this movie. Like last movie, he gave them the best writing. He darkened the tone a tiny bit, just to try and keep it, but kept everything the same about the first movie. He knew a lot of critics had knocked down the film due to the fact it had the origin story in it. But since now that it was out of the way, you can now move on to something else. It's what Spider-Man: The Amazing Spider-Man was forced to do, tell the origin story, and it could knock down the film. So yeah, basically that's what this movie is good with. It doesn't have to be left on the boundaries of the origin story. Whilst The Amazing Spider-Man 2 could have moved away from it, Spider-Man 2 could have moved away from the origin story. Spider-Man 2 moved away from the story. It ran as fast as it could, pacing, stepping, running, moving, fast enough that can't get it. But yeah, and besides that, the acting really speaks out to you. In my opinion, it's one of some of the best acting I've seen in the Spider-Man films. Yeah, Next is character is story. The story built for this is amazingly well done. I really feel like the story screams out a good story to you. The story is amazingly well told. It feels right. It feels great. There's not too much to say on this. It's a great story. The characters are amazingly well done. They expanded upon from what the first film left off. Even new characters that weren't even there before. Alfred Molina, James Franco, even the characters like John Jameson expanded upon in more bigger ways. So it's unique seeing those kind of characters like this expanded upon. The relatability is just, it really pushes the boundaries for the relatability of the character. This film digs by, why do we like Spider-Man? No Spider-Man film has ever tried to figure out, why do we like this character? Why will we watch a teenager who dresses up in red and blue spandex? Why will fans clamor to the cinemas? Why will people make website movies? Why will thousands of people around the world make big movie websites crash just so they can get a glimpse of a guy in red and blue spandex? Why? Why do that? Whether or not it's Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, or Tom Holland under the suit. Why would they clamor to crash movie websites just to get tickets for a movie of a dude in red and blue spandex? Why? And that's what this movie questions at the time. Why would people want to flock to the cinemas again for another story? What can you do again? The story has already been amazingly told in the first film. What can you top? Can you top anything? That's what the Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 could never be. They could never topple the greatness of the Sam Raimi films. But they could go in beneath, they could go deep inside the court, they could go around it. Do a new thing, build a new ladder. The ladder was unfortunately destroyed by Sony and Avi Arad. But the relatability is amazing. They make you feel like, could these people be like us? Could this be our life? Could they live our lives? Do we live the life they live? No matter how much different you are, there's always one thing that makes you dissimilar or relatable to Spider-Man. My mother says she has no relatability to Spider-Man. Well, the one thing is teenager. Being a teenager. Being naturally a teenager. Whether or not she may have not been treated differently by she may have been treated differently by the adults. Not really granted respect. Like teenagers mostly are, they're never really granted respect. Even rich bratty kids, they're never really granted respect. That's the thing with a teenager. It's hard. Most teachers try to grant them the best adultery or authority and respect they can give them, but some people want respect given to them, and then they have to earn their respect, and they have to earn the kids' respect. That's what I really love about a teacher. The perfect teacher, in my opinion, is one who earned your respect. Like my teacher, he earns my respect. Two teachers, my favorite teachers in high school, earned my respect, and I earned theirs. They respect me deeply. Even the ones I barely even hang around with, I probably earned a bit of their good side. One of them doesn't always believe that respect should go both ways. But that's a unique thing. You need perspective. That's why school is here. That's why people who say, oh, school is lame. Friends I hear say, this is dumb. Why do we do this? The bullies I hear say that. That's true. They don't even belong at school. Bullies do not belong in school. They do not belong there. But the people who say that are really good at doing their jobs, who are really good at going to school, ask, why should we do this? Why should we just get disrespected by grown-ups and kids alike? Why should we just do all this BS and ended up being for nothing, just doing work on a piece of paper? Why do we bother? There's a purpose behind school. It helps us socialize. It helped me, especially. One thing I loved is it helped me and thousands of other kids with my disorder, even those without a disorder, helped them socialize, helped them interact with people their own age. Because for the first few years of my life, I got perspectives of my parents and adults, not really kids. That's what I love. I get to see perspectives of different people. I asked my nan, my dad, my mum, what was their life like back when they were kids? I asked my teachers, what was life like when you were me? What do you remember when you were once me? When you were the age of my cousins, my nephews, my nieces, what were you like? What was life like? What was your relatability? What sucked? What was happy? Who did you have a crush on? Who was your favorite person? Who were your best friends? Who were the people that ditched you, that ripped you down? Who were the people that bullied you, that tried to get inside your head? Who were those people? Who were they? That's the question. That's always one of the big things they question Spider-Man and Marvel. They go, how can you relate to him? They're not being mean about it. They're just asking, can you relate to him? Saying, it's your time. Now you, the reader, will now read our amazing comic that we have now published with the story told differently. And each story presents the relatability of our hero, Peter Benjamin Parker, aka the Amazing Spider-Man. That's what these movies say. That's what this movie is trying to ponder. What can this Spider-Man do that is so brilliant? What can he do that... What can he do? What can he make you be relatable to him? That's the thing with Spider-Man. He's making you ponder. Why do we like him? Why do we flock to the cinemas? Why do we do this? Why do people pick up a comic book of Spider-Man and read through it, or a graphic novel of him and read through it? Why do people watch his movies, his TV shows? Why do people read comics, watch movies, watch TV shows, watch cartoons, either live action or even cartoon movies? Why do they read graphic novels? Why do they read magazines on the upcoming movies or TV shows about a kid or adult in red and blue spandex? When there are hundreds of other popular superheroes out there like Batman and Superman. Why watch a kid in red and blue spandex? What makes you, the viewer, want to watch him? What makes us want to attach to this iconic character in comics? That's what this movie ponders. That's what every movie will ponder. Why do we like Spider-Man? Why do we like Spider-Man? Why? Why do we like Spider-Man? Why do we like Spider-Man? Why do we like his character? Why is he so popular? Why? That's a question pondered. That's a question always pondered. It's a question that has never, ever been answered yet. It's been answered. Often people look for the answers that are never right in front of them. They often go, where is this answer? Where is it? Where is the answer? Where is this answer? Where's the answer? Where is my answer? I'm searching deep and far and wide and short and small. Why do I search this distance? Why? Why do I search these distances? Why do I go the furthest of lands? Why do I search these areas, comb through these lands? Why do we do that? On a character like this. One of the reasons is relatability. Flashy suit, cool guy, good looking actors and actresses to some people. That's why we see it. Another reason that makes him so cool is relatability. The theme song. It's what attaches him to every. It's what makes them iconic. It's what made this series iconic. Once you set a theme you go for, you don't go what the Amazing Spider-Man wrote did and alter the theme song. You do what Homecoming has done and kept the theme song, just change it up a bit. You don't majorly alter the entire theme song. Anything you said in the first movie, the tone, the theme song, the actors, the way the characters are portrayed, why they are who they are. They may not be who they are yet in their future on what they're based on. But over the course of the movies, they will become that. That's what this theme song does. And another thing I love is it testing Peter's mentally and physically. It tests, can he handle all this great power, the enhanced speed, strength, agility, wall crawling, spider sense, and spider webs? Can he handle all that? With college, can he handle college? His infighting with Harry Osborn, his internal struggle wanting to be with Mary Jane, his issues with his Aunt May, his issues with his house, his issues himself, his guilt of being Green Goblin and losing Uncle Ben. How can he deal with all that mentally and physically? Can he uphold the responsibility he promised Uncle Ben and that he gave his word to the city to? Can he keep that responsibility? That's what it really does. It really amazingly does this. And I think it does it well. Will they, won't they? Who ends up together? Who? MJ and Peter have done amazingly well in this movie. They set up who could they be together. They each do jerk moves to try and do something. Peter does a jerk move resisting to be with MJ. Peter does another thing refusing to be with MJ, even though it's bad for him, but bad for him and her, but good for him. Spider-Man. Bad for him, but good for Spider-Man. But then MJ be's a jerk and says she's dating someone. When he tries to convince her that he's available, she be's a jerk and agrees to marry somebody out of anger and jealousy. She tries to recreate the kiss that she loved, but it never had that spark. She tries to kiss Peter to try and feel that spark again. She tries to do anything to feel that spark again. And even when Peter opens up to her, she shuts her out. She shuts him out. And he just... And the movie shows that even when Peter gives up being Spider-Man, he doesn't get what he wants. He doesn't get his girlfriend. He doesn't get a good life. The only thing he really gets good is his college school. Besides that, he doesn't get much. But it's a will they, won't they? They end up together. They be a happy couple. But then can the next film keep that up? And then in the middle, now we move on in the middle. The action scenes. They're actually quite good. But they do have their downfalls. Some of them are not as cool or action-packed. Like some fights are quite meh. The final battle and the train fight are so iconic. I would say those are great fights. 10 out of 10. But there are a few small scuffles or fights that I don't really find interesting or just kind of boring to sit through. Cool but boring. Exhilarating but boring. Amazing but boring. Good but boring. That's it. Now, obviously CGI, the reason I put it there, it has dated a bit, but it's 2004, so that's all I'm going to say. But, yeah. What do I give this score? 10 out of 10. It upgrades everything better. And it takes so much great stuff out of the series. It takes so much good stuff out of the show. And I really think it does well on what it's given. So, I thank them. But yeah, that's what I give this review. 10 out of 10 for Spider-Man 2. Now expect a review of Spider-Man 3 to be coming up tonight. I'll tell you all the details next time.